Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Serranico, aka Asperex Pinaclero, and today I am here to bring you guys one of my very first projects for this brand new front end series that I'm doing with the hopes of getting a job in software development or just the tech industry in general. I would be fine with web development as well. But the goal is to become proficient at technologies such as Java, Spring Boot, and .NET with ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET MVC, SQL Server, maybe some Azure, some Docker, some Entity Framework Core, and maybe develop some design practices, some industry standards along the way. So, in case you couldn't tell, the first project that I did for this front end series or this kind of front end challenge that I am doing um, is a Hulu clone. Now, if you don't know what Hulu clone is, a Hulu clone is essentially, Hulu is a streaming provider. Now it's owned by Netflix. Excuse me, it's not owned by Netflix. It's owned by Disney Plus. Now it used to be not owned by Disney Plus, and that was like the time that that I took inspiration for the design. That was the time when I was using Hulu, and that was July 2021. Now you will see that my design or my HTML, CSS, JavaScript code for the static Hulu clone is different from the landing page that you are seeing presently in front of your screen. And in my static design, I don't have the login functionalities. Now, I could implement all of that and I could make it full stack. Like, I could actually make everything work, but that will take way too much time, and uh, some, I am not in a position to like spend that much time on projects, especially since internship is here, life is busy, um, potential robotics internship along the horizon as well. And we got clients, we got copywriting clients, we got software development clients, and we got like a lot of things. And I'm just trying to like learn, and I basically only have like a year left. Not even a year because it's just fast track. The academic calendar is very fast, and I'm gonna try and get a job in tech instead of relying on my course because I don't like my course. And I'm not passionate about my course. I used to, but things changed. I kind of woke up, I learned, hey, this isn't for me. I enjoy tech, freelancing, virtual assistants, copywriting, business, and all of that stuff more. And that's what I'm pursuing right now. Some copywriting and some website development. Anyway, so yeah, so I essentially chose Hulu instead of Netflix because I was essentially going to do a Netflix clone. But first of all, everyone and their mother is doing a Netflix clone. You will see full stack, merge stack applications um, with Netflix as like the clone or like the subject of what they're doing. And I just preferred Hulu over Netflix. I don't know why, but I just did. At the time of 2021, especially in July, was when I subscribed to Hulu and I used their streaming service. And it was the first ever streaming service that I felt like it was actually worth it. That it was actually worth the money that you were paying them. And I think that's like one of the only services that I will end up using. The other one, probably ChatGPT in the near future. Maybe some Azure, maybe some AWS. Can't tell. Don't know right now. But we'll see. Anyway, the point is that Hulu is like has a special place in my heart. It's like one of the only streaming providers that I use, and not to mention, like using it is like easier for me in terms of using Netflix. Like everything is just so simple to use. Nowadays, it's just too complicated, which is why I didn't choose this UI right here. The landing page is not for me. Like the user interface is a bit off. Everything looks more complicated. There's way more unnecessary stuff here. Yeah. And see, this doesn't even load instantaneously, so that's you know, kind of a turn off for me. I would actually want to see this movie. I think watching this movie in the cinemas would be hype, but you know, it's not gonna be showing in cinemas anymore because it's way past airing time, and this movie's been out for a while. So yeah, unless they're re-airing. Shogun actually looks really good. See, Hulu like recommends you like really good shows that They don't even know what you like. Like you're not even logged in and they're recommending you already good shows. That's how clean Hulu is. Like Netflix UI might look awesome. The thing about Netflix is that it has like such a nowadays it has like such a limited option of like movies, TV shows, and anime to watch. And Hulu just has like more things with it. Right? The original Hulu interface was so much easier. It was really nice to use, and it felt like it was simple and it worked. Nowadays, Hulu, like I said, it's just like it's owned by Disney Plus. It looks way more complicated, and it's using Next.js. Now, I have no problem with Next.js. It's using Datadog. It's using a lot of tech stacks. This is very, very modern web development. I don't know how I feel about modern web development. I still think it's good. Like modern UI and modern design is definitely something that I need to learn more, and I need to open my eyes to a lot more. But presently, it's not aligning with what I want to learn, you know. And I'm trying to like have a specialty. I'm not trying to be like another JavaScript developer because everyone and their mother is doing JavaScript, especially with well, TypeScript, but TypeScript superset JavaScript, especially with boot camps and like these content creators, like teaching everyone, hey, you with after you finish my course within 6 months, you're gonna get a Mang job. And we'll teach you a little bit of data structures at the end. And if you buy my course, 100% gonna be like a better software engineer. You're gonna get a job within no time, and I'm not gonna be wasting your time on like all these people. And it just like never works. Like you could never just learn coding within 6 months. That is why I'm attempting to get into a company. I don't care if it's a startup, enterprise, or whatever, as long as it has like, even if it doesn't have training, I'm initially aiming for one that has training, but like supportive seniors that could guide you or teach you like industry practices, like design patterns and all of that good stuff that you should be learning. As I realize those are things that you will not learn by just like doing self projects on your own and self-studying. Anyway, yeah, let's go on ahead with the project. So this is a project. As you can see, log in, um, try this, and then random password 12345. That's not actually the password, and I'm attempting to show you guys this. See, it doesn't work. Yeah, but you see, it asks to save your password and username, so it gives the illusion that it does work, but it doesn't. It doesn't work. So this is purely just a static design. You will see later on why. Right here. The later on is right now. So you click Facebook. This is not even Twitter is no longer a thing. It's X now. Ciao Elon. So you click any of these icons, any of the social media icons, and none of them are responsive. Like I said, it is a static website. It is mo mostly made within. I think I made this within 2 weeks with just trial and error. Mostly just learning CSS. CSS is super hard for me, and CSS is not really enjoyable. But it's something that I have to learn and something I have to adapt to. And if I want to work in tech, I need to have a learning and adaptable mindset. So, since essence of what I'm doing is that maybe I get lucky enough because I'm going to upload this on Facebook, YouTube, and on LinkedIn. And there's some recruiters that see this and they're like, oh, this guy can build web apps, even though they're just static. I'm going to be building some full stack web apps. I'm still not sure if I want to do it in .NET or in Laravel, given the amount of time and the stuff that I have to learn, especially with my life responsibilities right now, because I live alone and I have to work, bro. Like, bills have to pay for themselves. Excuse me, bills aren't gonna pay for themselves, and in order to have the bills paid, I need to like go out there and find money. And if I'm just gonna be making like projects like this, I'm not gonna be getting money unless people are gonna hire me. Clients are gonna reach out to me. They're gonna be like, "Hey, yo, make me like a coffee shop website or whatever," which I could certainly do with just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is like things that I know now. Heck, I'm not even that good at JavaScript. I'm still just a beginner, but I'm learning and I'm crafting projects, which is what I think really matters here. And actually, this is actually my third take of retaking this because the neighbors were just like super annoying and like really loud, but they've calmed down, and it's actually in the middle of the night, and I need to sleep because I have stuff to do tomorrow. So I'm just recording this even though I'm really tired. As you can see, this is also mobile responsive. So see, iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you can see it's very mobile responsive. Oh, I miss Bob's Burgers. I don't even know if it's still on, but if it is, then I would watch it. Nice. Yeah, it's so cool. And this is what I'm talking about, like Hulu 2021 July edition. It just looks way better. Like it just looks way cleaner. It's not as convoluted as this. Like get them both, get them all free. Like bro, I'm just checking out the landing page and this is the first thing that I see. I see the offer instantaneously. Give me information about it first. Or at least hook me in with your simple design. Everything here is just all over my face. I don't like it. It's way too convoluted for my liking. Yeah. And now, so I'm gonna be explaining why I have three versions of this. So the first one is, I don't know if I'm recording. I think I'm gonna end it off with 15 minutes. I hope to end it off with the 15 minutes. Anyway, yeah. So essentially, what happened is that this was all good and dandy, and everything was going fine. But for some reason, when I hosted on Bristol, it broke. I'm just gonna show you right now. See, it broke. It was a, it originally looked like this. Yeah, this was originally what it looked like. So I had to recreate the repo, and I had to recode everything. Well, not recode everything. I like modified the code and stuff, which took me like an additional week. Yeah, so I could have finished sooner. I, I'm doing this to have like quick projects that I could show, learn quickly, get a portfolio quickly, and see how far I can reach the market with the pace I'm going. Yeah, and with the responsibilities and whatnot. Anyway, so everything looks good here, which is kind. I'm still like confused on why stuff like this is happening. Because if I'm looking at the code, it looks like industry standard level front end code. Because when you see enough front end code like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, TypeScript, Vue, Angular, or whatever popular, Next.js as well, library or framework there is right now, you will start to see that there is a similarities. Similarities? There is a similarity to most of these things. What is HTML at the end of the day? It's just tags. It's just div class and tags. That's literally the essence of CSS. CSS, HTML. See, I'm like so tired right now that I can't even like process and say my thoughts properly. But hey, let's just get this video done. Maybe it will like generate traction. I get like some personal branding here and there, and I have like, something spicy there. And you probably already saw it because I accidentally opened it like 2 times already. And see, the code isn't even that bad. I feel like this is good code. Like I don't have an experience to say if this is actually industry level code, but again, I'm a beginner, I'm still learning, and I feel like this is really good. Like this is really good progress. The fact that I'm able to build a website that looked exactly like the 2021 version of Hulu is something that I thought I would never in like 4 years I would be able to do. I thought it would take me like more time, but anyway, it also has like an image folder and everything's just here. I just added like a couple screenshots to like track my progress and flex it a bit on social media. So yeah, this initially was the project. It's a bit annoying that it didn't work out, but it is what it is. As a developer, you have to be adaptable. Anyway, right here, second one. This is the one that is hosted, the one that I showed you earlier. I also have a Netlify version, but it's the exact same thing. I guess the Netlify version loads like 2 seconds, like earlier, maybe 3 seconds, doesn't matter. So this one, I the main reason that it is looking like this, it looks all wonky and it's like mono repo. It looks like a Nest.js repo, but like way worse. It's because I tried everything. I tried to put it, you know, in a folder that has like all the image or the source or whatever. Because you normally call like the folder with the SVGs and the pictures like source, SRC, image or whatever, right? but it just didn't work. I tried double slash. I've tried absolute path, which isn't good because if you're gonna be working with other developers, it's just like hard to read, it's hard to maintain, it's hard to debug, and it just ruins the code base. But absolute path works. It's just not uh, advisable to use. I've tried double dot and then the directory. I've tried double slash. I've tried single. None of them work. So in the end, what ended up working for me, just so I could finish and host a project, I have to move on and I have to do other projects too. There's a software development client and there's a copywriting client which pays, and this doesn't. Uh, and this is just like something I do in my free time to like learn because this is actually my passion. Sorry for burping, by the way. Yeah. So if you look at the code, it's practically the same. Like, yeah, I learned some grid, some flexbox, and I actually had a bit trouble with the font because Rubik. That's not actually the font with Hulu. Um, I had to find something that was just like, you know, similar to like what Hulu looked like, and Rubik was like the closest that I could find in terms of Google fonts. So I learned border box, I did flex, I did grid, and everything just looks better. And if you look at the index.html, where is it? See, this is why I don't like monorepo. And if I could actually make it work, I would, because it just looks wonky and all over the place. It just doesn't look good. And if someone is like looking at this, like a technical recruiter is looking at this, they're probably gonna say, oh, this just doesn't look good. Like everything's messy, it's all over the place. Why would we hire you when we have like developers that are much more efficient, much more clean at coding than you? Yeah. So this does look like normal code, you know, normal front end code. Because if you've seen enough front end HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue, Next, uh, a little bit spelled into there as well. Like they all look the same, or they have like certain similarities that make you like distinguish them. Another good example of this is Bootstrap. Like Bootstrap, whenever you see like a website that's like Bootstrap, it just looks the same with like other websites that Bootstrap as well. It looks bootstrappy in a sense. That's what I like to call it. Why is this Holo? It's supposed to be Hulu, but I don't think it matters at this point. Anyway, I guess there are some parts here that look a bit wonky. I guess I did cook up a bit, but at the end of the day, we all have our coding styles, and as you can see, the JavaScript is very minimal. JavaScript, yeah, very minimal. Let's move on quickly to the final version. So the final version is essentially, it is literally just the same thing. It's the same as the repository that I showed you guys earlier, but the thing is now it has an images folder, and this actually works. But when you host it, excuse me, not host. I mean, yeah, when you host it and when you live server it using VS Code extension, like the design is there, but the pictures are not popping up. Like it doesn't look as crispy clean because the pictures are not there. It's just not syncing. It's just not appearing with the design, and it's just annoying. So yeah, now this is what it's supposed to look like. An images folder, everything's clean. Now there's some people that put index, HTML, and then JavaScript and CSS separate folders, but I don't like that. So I just have them like outside, and then I just have like the rest here. Yeah. But if I'm using something like React, then it's gonna auto generate for me when I ask this because it looks wonky and ugly. Anyway, actually kind of funny because I opened my email here today for like just like a quick look. I was just like, I check my emails every day. It's almost 20 minutes, so I guess we're just gonna borrow like a couple more minutes here, and then I'm probably gonna head to bed or like record another video. Uh, so this guy basically just went up on me. I don't even know him or anything. This is like the problem with Filipinos. I say Filipino because he kind of exposed himself as a toxic Filipino here. Because if you were like an American, Canadian, Australian, or whatever type of Western person, then you would not be able to say this. And this guy completely missed the essence of programming. The essence of programming, like Coding Bandit said, is that you need to code, make mistakes, and break things. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. Like if you're like acing everything in one go, like yes, it works, and you you will delude your brain that it works, and you should keep on doing it this way because you look good and everything is working. But at the end of the day, there are better ways to see things. And if you fail, if you get criticized, and you make mistakes and you learn from them. Now, this is not criticism, this is just borderline insulting. This is just borderline hating, insulting, and trolling. This is just not, and this is not even productive. Like, this is long. This is like a paragraph and some jumbled sent. I don't even know if this is a paragraph. These are just sentences. And look at the grammar and the punctuation. First of all, there's no margin. Everything looks wonky. The purse, should be capitalized. Where's the indentation? And using seriously as for like for the start, and then you have a comma. I mean, it works, but I don't know. Also, like who uses I and then like not capitalizes it? Like I'm. Just weird. Even the way that this guy insults people is weird. Like, are you stuck in the golden era of Wolverine and like comics movies in general, Marvel or whatever? It's no, is Wolverine from Marvel? I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like my brain's not even working properly. Let's look this up. Is Wolverine Marvel? I think he's Marvel. I didn't even type it correctly. Yeah, he's from Marvel. Yeah. So he has like an obsession with mutants, as you can see here. I guess he's just like some delusional old man or like dude that lives in his mom's basement. Probably is not doing anything productive. Because if you have time to write this, it looks like this took like, I don't know, 1 to 2 minutes, probably even more time to like construct all of this and think about it and then write it. And then write it in the format that you did. No indentation, no capitalization, and no care in the world whatsoever. And that's how you know this guy knows me. This guy does not know me because if you know me personally, I don't use the terminal. I only use the terminal to open VS Code when I'm lazy and I don't want to manually open it. And then I use it for Docker. I also use it for Git. So there's that. I plan to use it more in the future, but I'm just not into Linux. Like, not everyone wants to use Linux and like be a hacker or like feel really cool. And like, it's just more unnecessary work for me. Like if I can make it work with Windows, plus I do a lot of .NET, so it's like yeah, yeah. There's also that. Like I'm a .NET fanboy. Yeah, as you said, I'm just a .NET fanboy. Yeah, I would like sim for Microsoft because why not? If it's gonna give me a job, why not? I would sim for startup or company to give me a tech job. At this point, I would like do certain things for a tech job. So not only did this guy not bother to actually like put some thought into his message, spit out some gibberish, and then present this weird obsession with mutants and weird analogy about hieroglyphics, because you can't even read that unless you're you know, an archaeologist. Yeah, and it's not like okay, to normal people, it's like hieroglyphics, right? Coding, but to programmers, it's not. Why am I even trying to cyber this? I'm just wasting my time, you know. Cause let's be real here. If this guy like out of no reason whatsoever but blind rage, like wrote this email. It's not even an email, it's a GitHub thread. I didn't even make a thread. He just like I made a GitHub repository public, which I probably shouldn't in the future. But the problem about this is that I am not sure. I should probably look this up. It's like when you make a GitHub repository and then you put it as like a GitHub demo with like a link on your portfolio, and then you want to show recruiters and then you link it. If you click it and it's private, it will still show for the recruiter or the person accessing your portfolio. That's what I want to know. I should probably like do a bit of research into that. We are not gonna go 30 minutes, guys. We are not gonna go 30 minutes. Uh, like I was saying, like this guy literally did do this out of blind rage, just cause he saw code that wasn't even that bad. It was beginner code. Like, come on. Like, what make like if you look up my GitHub, what makes you think I'm an expert or anything? Because I am not. I have less than 1 year experience, and when I'm busy, I barely have time to code. Like, I stay up and I force myself to code instead of procrastinating or whatever, because I have to, you know. It's better than just lazing around, wasting my time. Because I'm trying to be productive. And you, bro, you should get a life and you should become more productive because this doesn't really do anything. Not only does it make you look like an a-hole, it also like it brings toxicity, negativity, and it's like, look, I'm making content out of you. I'm using you for clout, bro. And I'm making like a motivational portion of this video that is supposed to just showcase my portfolio. And yes, at the end of the day, you should just use this guy as motivation because there are always going to be haters. And actually, like, I'm not saying like having haters is good, but if you're having haters, that means that you're getting noticed. Like, yeah, you're getting a bit famous. So I guess in that sense, it's a good thing. I'm not like trying to get clout or anything. I'm trying to get publicity so I can get a tech job or a freelance client. That could also work. Yeah, preferably Australian. Yeah, preferably Australian. No toxicity. He's gonna tech check. No ego. None of that. It's gonna check on your mental health. It's gonna ask you how you're doing. It's gonna ask you if your device is working properly for the job. If not, it's gonna get you something better, preferably, based on your preference, and ship it to you. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. They don't care. I had this happen to one of my acquaintances the other day, and it was really amazing. And also, they don't ego. Like, yeah, so what I was saying earlier is that Filipinos, there's been an influx of foreigners and like clients just like saying that asking why are Filipinos so toxic when you're working with them. Most of them are just like you see it all the time, even Facebook pages. It's like someone is like a beginner, they're like asking a question, and then some Filipinos like laughing at them, like insulting them in the comment section. It's like this person generally wants to learn. Why are you like trying to be an a-hole on them? Not only are you sabotaging your image, you're also sabotaging like the future of the tech industry. Because if you discourage another future developer, then develop the developers, the seniors right now, and the mids, they will potentially retire or do like other stuff, do like freelancing or switch careers or whatever to like marketing roles or whatever pays or like whatever pays better or whatever like aligns more with their beliefs and their lives in general. And like if you're like discarding a junior, then who's gonna replace them? It's certainly not you because you're unemployed and you have like no accomplishments in life or whatever. Or you probably do, but you hate your job. Yeah, that's probably it. So that you have like the time to go on GitHub, specifically GitHub, and talk to and trash talk random people or like troll other random people that don't even care or know who you are. Like the next time I get something remotely like this, I'm not gonna cover it. I'm just gonna block it immediately. I should start like reading the subject title and like the first two sentences, and if it looks appealing, I'm gonna continue reading. If not, I'm just gonna click this. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of it. I hope you guys like saw the project. I hope you thought it was cool. Maybe there's some recruiters out there that are willing to like recruit me. If you have like feedback, not toxicity and like wasting your time. like this guy, like blind raging, trolling, or anything. Just like something that's actually like, worthwhile to like hear. Then yeah, you could like leave a comment or whatever. Anyway, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I'm very tired. I think I'm gonna end this video and like my bed is waiting for me. My sweet, sweet bed. I can't wait to lie on you and close my eyes. I'll wake up tomorrow early in the morning. Yeah, anyway, bye bye.